Hello lovely people, it's Nicole, and today I want to talk about Love, Simon. Again, shocking, I know, but Love, Simon's been out for like a week or so now, and it's amazing. I have a review for the book, and then also I have 2 reviews for the movie, one spoilery, one non-spoilery, so I will link all 3 of those in the doobly-doo so you can check them out. But if you have seen Love, Simon and you're looking for what to read next because you're kind of in that Love, Simon mood, which like, same. I'm here to help you out and give you some suggestions for if you liked Love, Simon, then maybe try this. So obviously the first thing on the list is if you have not read it yet, if you liked Love, Simon, you should read the book that it's based on, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. It's wonderful, it's adorable. They followed the book pretty accurately. There are definitely a few interesting changes, and there's a lot more detail on the relationship between Simon and Blue, more emails, etc. So highly, highly, highly recommend you read this first. And then of course Becky has a few other books in the same universe, namely Upside of Unrequited, which is about Abby's cousin Molly sort of finding her own love story. So good. And then Leah on the Offbeat, which comes out I think next month and is about the same group of friends, but this time our main character is Leah, and she realized a while ago that she's bi, but she hasn't come out to any of her friends yet, and so it's about her figuring that out and just kind of getting through her senior year. Next, and this one is kind of ish in the same world. It's in the same world based on conversations that the authors have had on Twitter, and that is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This is a more emotional read than Simon, definitely. It's a lot more political, but it's so good. I don't know whether they consider this canon within the books, but at least the authors have said on Twitter that the main character of this book, Star, is Bram's cousin. So you know, it's kind of ish within the same world, but it's really, really good. Like I said, it is harder to read emotionally. It is inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. It focuses on a young girl who witnesses her best friend get shot and killed in an act of police brutality. Then for something else that is sort of similar but more emotionally intense than Simon, Adam Silvera's books, particularly History Is All You Left Me. These are for the people who watched Love, Simon and thought, this is great, but what's with this happy ending? I want to be emotionally destroyed at the end. Adam Silvera's books. I chose History Is All You Left Me in particular because it's his only like fully contemporary book. His 2 other books have sort of slight sci-fi elements. They're like in our world but have like one aspect of advanced technology. This one focuses on a teenage boy who's grieving the death of his first love, and it like flashes back and forth between their relationship and him mourning. And I think that the half that is back in their relationship, especially the first part where they're like falling for each other, reminds me a lot of Love, Simon. They are both kind of cute and dorky. The main character is gay, his love interest is bi, so it has some really great representation there, and it's just Adam Silvera will rip your heart out a billion times over and over and over. I've never not cried while reading an Adam Silvera book. Then if you're looking for another contemporary queer story that's not necessarily a romance, that has some really good friendship aspects, You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Levithan. Actually, both Nina LaCour and David Levithan write a lot of queer contemporary, so I highly recommend both of them. But this book in particular is about a lesbian and a gay boy. I think one of them might be bi, but I don't remember. It's been a second since I've read this, so I don't remember their specific identities. But they go to the same school, but they've never really hung out. They kind of stumble upon each other by chance and build up this friendship. They meet and sort of help each other out in their love lives. Then I have Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn. This is about a asexual biromantic main character who just got dumped by her girlfriend because she's asexual, but she meets this really cute guy who kind of blows her away at her work, and she's just figuring out relationships, and it's cute and fluffy and wonderful. Also, honorable mention to Tosh Hart's Tolstoy, which is about another asexual main character, and it's just so good and has a little bit of a nerdy aspect like you saw glimpses of in Simon, because the main character is creating a web series based on Anna Karenina. Next, if you liked the queer romantic relationship aspect and the humor of Love, Simon, but you're into historical fiction, I'd like to recommend The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This is genuinely one of the funniest books I've ever read. It's so good, so much fun, and it focuses on a boy named Monty who is getting ready to take over the family business from his dad. He's kind of a nobleman, I don't know titles, but before he does, he is going on his last hurrah in a tour of Europe with his sister Felicity and his best friend Monty, who he's like super in love with because the main character is bi and his sister is ace. It's not explicitly talked about in this book, but the author has confirmed his sister's orientation on Twitter. And then also she has her own book coming out in the fall. Now, I know the movie of Love, Simon doesn't have quite as many little nerdy references as the book, but in the book, Simon's like super nerdy and talks about Harry Potter a lot, and so if you're into that aspect as well as the friendship and the queerness, Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde is fantastic. It's about two best friends who go to a Comic-Con type convention. One of them is trying to meet her favorite author and she's dealing with her anxiety and the fact that she's in love with her best friend. And then the other one is bisexual and she's a YouTuber doing press for her new movie, and she's simultaneously dealing with her annoying ex-boyfriend who is also her co-star and this crush that she has on this other YouTuber who's a really, really cute girl. And then the last two recommendations I have are actually comics. So the first one is Check Please by Ngozi. This is so cute and fluffy and just fun, adorable. This particular edition is a arc. This is getting professionally published this fall, but you can read the entire comic, at least what's been published so far, online at checkpleasecomic.com. But this is about a boy named Biddy who is a little bit of a Southern belle, and he is a champion figure skater, but when he goes to college he goes on a hockey scholarship, and then there's just a whole bunch of friendship fun with the team who are all amazing, and he's a baker and he falls for his team captain who's like the disgraced son of a hockey star. And like, I know that sounds like a lot of sports, but if you're not a sports person, do not worry. Ngozi kind of holds your hand through all the sports. You don't actually need to know anything about hockey to enjoy it, and the romance is adorable and the friendship is amazing, and there are so many great side characters who are all charming and wonderful and fantastic, and I highly recommend this. It has a lot of the just sort of sweet, fun, kind of rom-com charm of Love, Simon. And then the last recommendation I have for you is if you really enjoyed seeing the little glimpses we got of the theater aspect of Love, Simon. Again, that's something that we got a lot more of in the book, but we did still see little bits of it in the movie, and for that I would recommend Backstagers. This is from Boom Comics, and this is so much fun. There's this sort of weird surrealist magic, but like it reads like a contemporary. The magic style, the only thing I can really compare it to is I guess Lumberjanes, or maybe it's a little bit like Gravity Falls-ish. Basically it's about this teenage boy who is just transferred to a new school, and he kind of falls in with the backstage crew in the theater department, and hijinks ensue. It is kind of low-key queer, but I feel like it's getting more high-key over time. Again, this is another one with a phenomenal cast of characters who you all just fall in love with, and lots of good theater fun with just a little touch of magic. Alright, so those are all my recommendations for if you loved Love, Simon. Let me know if you guys have any books that you think go well with Love, Simon, or with Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your recommendations because like I said, I'm always in a Simon versus mood. But I hope you guys enjoy these books. I love you, and I will see you later.